What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos. My friends call me Sleuth. Welcome on in. No real rhyme or reason to today's live stream. Couple cases I want to discuss. Of course, we'll talk about the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. Another interesting case out of Indiana, Crystal Sharika Scott. Not sure if you guys are familiar with that name. And then John Alexander Lawson. What's up, Marbles? Make sure you guys participate in the chat if you are in the poll if you could. You can find it in the chat. What is up, Sensei?
We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak. Here, on the street, in competition.
What's up, Don Spain? Good to see you. Daily Survivor, welcome in. Jamie, what's up? Hope you're doing well. 63, always good to see you. Tech Death. Who'd I miss? Damn, you guys are getting snow right now? That's crazy. I just transplanted everything into my garden. Crazy. Hey, what's going on, Jill? I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I plan to talk about random Delphi stuff. I want to take a break from, talking about the crime scene and the murder and all of that. I really just want to kind of look at the news chopper footage and just kind of talk about a few different things. Very random. Like Brian and Jesse. Do you guys know who that is? Share my screen. Just random info like this. So we got the timestamp of the news chopper here at 12:40. Reads, heading to the scene in Delphi with Skycam 6. You guys are more familiar with it as RTV 6, where 2 bodies have been found in connection to the 2 missing 13-year-olds. So they're en route at about 12:40. So just stuff like that. Breaking down all the factual information. What else? These guys. Remember these guys? I don't know who this is, but I definitely know who this is. This is John Terhune. And I suspect one of these gentlemen here might be responsible for, I don't know if knowingly or unknowingly have leaked some information early on in the case. So if we know that RTV6 chopper 6 or RTV6 chopper was heading out there 12:40, that means these and captured these guys leaving right as they got there. So that's probably 12:40, 12:45, 12:50, around 1 o'clock ish, right? And they captured these guys and Brian and Jesse, him and his dog. So we can touch on that. And also think about the time frame. So 12:40, 1 o'clock. And he goes there every day, he said, Brian. So he's there about 1 o'clock, 12:40. He's leaving. So he was probably there at about 12:30. So think about it. Remember the girls that witnessed the bridge guy? Also said they saw a guy and a dog. This is who they most likely saw, the guy that goes there around that time. And notice the Freedom Bridge right behind him. So, I mean, they must have interviewed him. They didn't even mention this guy. Let's see. Brian Mass talks about hiking the trails with his dog, Jesse, near the Freedom Bridge Tuesday, February 14th, 2017 in Delphi. He's from Lafayette. Said the area seemed safe and a good place to hike with his dog. Police announced that searchers around 12:15 p.m. Tuesday had found 2 bodies nearby next to Deer Creek. Police said foul play is suspected, however. They would not say whether the bodies were those of missing Delphi teens Liberty German and Abigail Williams, both 13. And notice the article by John Terhune. So John Terhune got a quick interview with him, and shortly after was captured. Let me go back. Hold on, I'm all lost. I'm ski-wompy here. Oh, here we go. And then got captured by the RTV-6 chopper shortly after. And that's John in the red there. And look at that lens there. I mean, if it's about 12:40 right now, 12:45, 1 o'clock-ish, 12:50 most likely. They've had plenty and the bodies weren't discovered until like 12:15, I believe, of Abby and Libby. These guys had plenty of time to be down there and back to where they are. And they're smart. They went and they parked over here knowing that they couldn't get in that perimeter. So that was pretty smart. So if they're smart enough to do that to gain access on foot, because that's what I would do, right? Oh man, I can't. We're going to have to go on foot here. They would have had plenty of time to be at the bridge and at the crime scene and gather, and especially with this high powered lens, or even get up in the crime scene, right when they found them. Right when they found Abby and Libby, they could have been already like all up in the business. He's retired now, but I think I got this off his Facebook. Good looking dude, sharp. Think he's retired, living his life. But he was the guy in the red jacket who interviewed Brian and with his dog, Jesse. So he's the guy in the red. Pull that back up. Yep. So they got a story with Brian and Jesse, and then continued on to what looks to be like an SUV or something. Here, let's pull up that video. I should have it. What's going on, Beth? Good to see you. Oh, yeah, it's warm here for sure. Tattoo, what's up? Good to see you. Saska. Molly, what's up? Frank Meister, what's going on, my friend? Julia, 100% a troll. That's funny. Christine, what's up? Snow, it was so bad. Then it started thundering. They call it a thunder snow. What the hell? It's getting crazy. How's it going, Cindy? Yeah, we're going to talk about some weird stuff today. You guys ever heard of something called crushing? animal crushing. Now, I discovered this case when I was looking into the Delphi case because everybody was talking about, well, I was reminded of this case at a point in time where folks were talking about the bridge guy. It was way before Richard Allen. Oh, there goes Jesse right there, I think. Brian and Jesse. There's the photographers again. Oh, I went too far. Sorry, guys. Right there. Down at the bottom of the screen. See him? So he's in his truck leaving with his dog. And that's probably where he parked the day before at the same time. What's going on, Sarcastic? Wanda, what's up? Wanda says Fig's Magic Bullet video was good. It was great. Very necessary. What's going on, Fig? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Or excuse me, Sunday. Hey, what's going on, Anthony? Good to see you, my friend. Stephanie, welcome in. Jari, welcome in. Shane, what up? She Warrior, what up? Jody Lynn, welcome in. Lynn. No, the chopper footage was around 1 o'clock. I just showed that to you. I just proved it. We're getting rid of rumors and showing facts right now. Okay, I thought it was at the beginning. It's got to be because there they are right there. Okay, so they're leaving the crime scene. They've got everything they need. One of these guys could be a source of the early leak. There was 2 early leaks, and I think maybe J. Kyle Keener was on the top of my radar, but now it's one of these gentlemen. Because if you really think about it, around 12:40, 12:45, these guys have already been at the crime scene since it was discovered at 12:15. And probably before that, because we know J. Kyle Keener was already at the bridge around 9:30, and we can prove that from his Twitter posts from that day. And he also had a couple of his family members. You know, he took a few photos of some searchers coming up and down the Monon High Bridge. So yeah, those guys. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And then also, I think I was fooling with this too. Trying to help give you like a visualization of what was going on here with this. No, that's not Freedom Bridge, Molly. Here, let me show you that bridge. I believe they're on this bridge here. Stephanie, he knows nobody will go after him while hiking, especially if he has a dog with him. The perpetrator wouldn't try to attack him. Yeah, what you up to, Fig? Hey, Cheeks, what's up? It's been a while. Always good to see you. Was Brian there the 13th? Did he witness BG? Brian, who's Brian? Do we have a full count of how many people were on the trails from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., male and female? Law enforcement, I would hope, does. But do we? I have a few different lists that have been sent to me over the years, and I believe there was a sign-in sheet also. So I have part of that. So there was a handful of people who actually signed in, and then there was a handful of people who just signed in at the trailhead, because you can sign in and say, "Hey, I was here today," like a ledger. Shane. Hey, what's up, Steve? Okay, so let me show you that. This is going to go into my timeline video. These are just kind of like rough drafts. So it's my understanding, if every minute of walking, there is a bench here. So I don't know how many feet that is, but if you take a steady pace, it'll take 1 minute from right here, and then you'll be at a bench. So every minute, there's tons of benches. There's a lot. Well, all the way up until like the Mears, where the Mears parking area kind of forks with the main trail, the 505 trail. I think that's the last bench at this point in time. I don't know now, but from this point up into that point, every minute of walking, there's a bench. And it's my understanding that the girls were at this last bench just right here somewhere. Now, we've had the photo that the girls took. We never showed it, but recently they've been showing it. So we're going to go ahead and show it as well. Redacted, of course, with the faces blurred out. So he's coming up this direction, and then this is where the girls are going to pass him. So there's just no way he's going to attack them right here. So if you want to talk about the lone wolf theory, and if he potentially could have attacked anybody, right? Maybe he even followed Betsy Blair out and then seen the girls. But right here, if he's in this area and comes in contact with these three witnesses, he's not going to do anything right here. This isn't even where he plans to go all the way to the bridge to find someone or something, or who knows? I'm not exactly quite sure. Could have been tweaking for all we know. But here's that photo. They're going to use this as an exhibit in the trial, specifically for this timestamp here. So they take this photo, and I believe it's Bree is taking this photo of the two other girls, if I'm not mistaken. Not quite sure. So 126, and then they start walking, and they were at the last bench. So that's how we know Richard Allen got there at around 126 as well. So while they're at the bench, he's parking. They leave the bench at 126. He's getting out of his car shortly after that, and then they meet in the middle. But yeah, in case you missed it, this is actually a photo from inside of RTV6 heading towards the crime scene. Yeah, so you have the chopper timestamp 12:40 p.m. So they were at that location within 10 minutes, guaranteed. So they were there around 12:50, between 12:45 and 1 is when RTV6 got there. What's going on, Farmer? Welcome in, my friend. Shane says Fig's explanation about the searches at Ron's was impressive as well. I needed that. Yeah, sometimes you need visuals, and that's what I'm trying to do today. You need to see it. There's just so much information that might pop into your brain, and then quickly it just pops right out because you're just so overwhelmed by it all. Mark and Betty, shout out to UK. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Fig says, I can't wait to hear what that Brian guy has to say. Wonder what he saw. Yeah, Brian and Jesse. He's not on the witness list. So, and he's not a suspect. That's guaranteed. He's not going to come back the following day and walk his dog again, is he? Bird Blue, what's up? Oh, we got a scrub report. 104 people in chat are watching and only 23 likes. Don't be a scrub. Don't do it. Marbles. A lot of train bridges in Indiana have the Monon Trail logos on them. There was one close to State Fairgrounds in Indy too. Yeah, Monon is a company, I think. I'm pretty sure the Monon, that's the same company, right? That took McCain's land away from them, put a railroad right through their backyard. And it was the Mears family who sold the land back to the trust, I believe, back to the trails, or back to the what the hell is it? Some kind of foundation, I think. What's up, ATS? So we got that. What else you guys want to talk about? Oh, wait, you guys got to see this. Before I play this, how many of you are familiar with the name Crystal Sharika Scott or the term animal crushing? Now, we covered this a few years back in a Delphi stream. I think we titled it Searching for Insight. I don't think it's, it might be private now, but I'll find it. But we touched on Crystal Sharika Scott. Remember, she was captured with the help of online sleuths. They were looking for a man who was committing all these horrible, basically, she would torture animals and put it on film. And people would buy it top dollar for sexual gratification. It was awful. So I could totally see the Delphi suspect being into something like that, So that's why I was drawn to that case. Plus, it's in Kokomo, Indiana. And it involved some online sleuths stepping in and getting the job done. What's going on? Shadowbox, heading out for a walk with the husband, but wanted to pop in and say hi. That was a good podcast too, by the way. Kristen, behind the crime door. Welcome in, my friend. Thanks for keeping it sane. Well, it's about to not be so sane when you watch this video. Now, this person's name is Crystal Sharika Scott. I believe she was sentenced to like 7 to 8 years for animal crushing. Let me know if you guys think I have a couple more on this one. Let's see.
First time being involved with animal cruelty.
New tonight, an arrest linked to videos showing her.
Okay, so that's how they captured her. So online sleuths found the video, one of the videos, and they took a close up of the hand of this person and captured the tattoo here by cleaning up the image. So they cleaned up the image and they got this clear shot. And everybody thought that it was a male, and they took steps to hide their IP address and to disguise their location. Everybody thought they were in Idaho, or no, Iowa. Sorry, not Idaho. In Iowa. So they thought it was a guy living in Iowa, but really it was a girl living in Kokomo, Indiana. And thanks to Web Sleuths, shout out to you guys, you rock. They were able to bring her down. Good job, guys.
Horrific animal abuse. We have more on a story you likely saw first this afternoon on idahonews.com. New tonight, CBS 2's Erica Lee talks to the Idaho Humane Society about how the suspect was tracked down.
The Humane Society contacted the Boise Police Department, who reached out to the FBI for a multi-state investigation. These are some of the screen grabs, the FBI says, that show the suspect's tattoos. Many assumed they were of a man, but the FBI announced she is a 19-year-old woman named Crystal Sharika Scott from the Midwest.
About end of June, we realized that the FBI had honed in on a suspect that was in Indiana. So we had learned that they were not actually local. This was just something that they were doing to throw the police and prosecutors off of their case.
The FBI tracked her down and yesterday closed in on her property, seizing evidence and arresting her.
This was not her first time being involved with animal cruelty. She has killed before, and she was just released recently from a mental institution.
Jeez.
So she's
I think she
definitely
killed her neighbor's
going
cat
to go
or something.
back, and they're going to assess her for charges. I'm not sure what's going to come after this.
Erica Lee, CBS 2 News.
All right. So how wild is that? Yeah, this one was rough to watch. This was when we were kind of chasing down the snuff theory. You know, because we're still kind of lost on the motivation when it comes to the Delphi case. You know, it was some lone wolf for his own personal reasons. Was it a group of people who planned this out, lured the girls there? Were they making a video? You know? Yeah, it's a tough one. So that's all the videos on that. So we can have a short conversation, and then we're going to talk about this nut job here. Ooh. How many red flags do you need? Let's go to Julia Burns. Sexual gratification from human animal torture. There is some serious miswiring. That's what I'm saying. And when it comes to the Delphi case, it could be this person didn't even need the physical act of it. Just the pain and the torment was enough for him. That could have been where they were getting their gratification from. As disturbing as that sounds, it happens. Hey, what's going on, Sparky?
swimming in.
Get a little bit of that. Oh yeah, that's the worst, Farmer. No audio, but it's just you. I think I did that the other day in some like boxing podcast. And I was like, "Oh, false alarm. My bad." Oh, Anthony says, "I remember seeing it in the news." Yeah, it must have been very popular. Her name was Crystal Sharika Scott, selling crush videos online. Dang, I would like to get a list of those folks. Dang, you guys, shit, talk about a sting operation. I know you hackers are listening out there. Man, you guys should set up some crushers. That'd be cool. Find out who these folks are. Because that's crazy. If they're doing that, they're doing a lot worse. You know, these young kids that get snatched up in the streets, those folks. How many red flags do you need? Is there supposed to be audio, or is Sleuth getting something? Yeah, there should be audio. Hey, True Crime Fangirl says, absolutely horrible person. Awful. Right? Sound like she was possessed. She's like, I love cats. Oh, yeah. That's why you do what you do in front of a camera. Not only what you're doing, knowing who you're doing it for. You're like in the depths of hell. You know what I mean? You're not just like, oh, I don't know what happened. No, you're like in the depths. The fact that you even know how to hide your IP and you even know there's a market and that you're prepared to capitalize on this market. Jeez. Yuck. Wow. When you really break it down, geez.
This is some trippy ass shit, Holmes.
Let's go to Charlotte. Good to see you, Charlotte. For them sadists, that's the word I was looking for. It's power by the proxy of suffering. Yeah, and if you go and watch some of these interviews or read some of these interviews, some of the serial killers who actually are willing to speak, they talk about that a lot. The suffering fuels their desire to continue creating it. Disgusting. It conflicts what we think it is to be human. Yeah, they don't even feel human. Most times, right? Stephanie, Richard Allen could have done that kind of thing. That's what I was thinking. If he's the killer. If he's not the killer, then he probably wouldn't have done anything but drink beer out in front of his yard and play pool. And hike the Monon High Bridge from time to time, including the crime scene. I don't know why they were found in my favorite spot. I mean, what if that bullet was left in like 2016 before the crime? Like, would it really even change anything? The fact that his bullet was right there. Let's say he did lose it like a year prior. Would it even matter? Think about that. Like, bro, how did your bullet get right here? Oh, well, I hiked down there. Okay, so you're like one out of like 3 or 4 people that hike down here, and you look like the bridge guy, dude. Like I'm saying, it doesn't matter. The question is, why are you connected to this exact spot? Anthony says a monster in the making. I think they're way beyond. Yeah, I see maybe some abductions, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be worse. There's no way you're making a crushing video and not into other stuff. Because even sickos most times like animals more than they like people. So this is like an extra sick person. There's a word for that too. They talk about it in the movie Sopranos. There's a clinical term for it. Like you despise humans, but you like only infants and small animals. Daily Survivor, have fun in prison, Crystal. Let's look up what she got sentenced. Good thing I keep notes, huh? If you're a pothead, keep notes, guys. All right, here. Accepted a plea deal Wednesday on 2 counts of animal crushing. Probably hit us with a commercial. It's infecting my whole computer with cookies. It's like, here, just 2 more. Let's just read this article. Let's see. Accepted a plea deal Wednesday on 2 counts of animal crushing. She was sentenced 30 months. Sentenced 30 months in prison and given 5 years supervised release. 2020. Oh, shit. Well, if you guys are missing any pets around wherever she lives now. Boom, boom, boom. That's crazy. Yep. So she's walking free. She might be watching this live stream. She's probably following the Delphi case. She's like, oh shit, I'm subbed to Sleuth. He's talking shit. You better stop it, Crystal. Stop it right now. It's a miracle.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
Hey. Hey, what's up, Cindy? I am an other new-ish member. Okay, great. That's kind of why I created the other, for new subs and new members. Thank you. Glad to have you. Hey, Kev. I feel like I only catch you in the comments, bro. Damn. It's good to see you. Let's go to Kev here. Caught you, Sleuth, but not sure how much I've missed, so I'm going to rewind, buddy. All the best. Yeah, good. Glad you did finally. Let's go to Willow Rain's Flex. 23-month flex. Thank you, Willow. Long-time member. Couldn't do it without the members of the channel. You guys are crazy if you think those videos are making like money and stuff. It's all members who keep the channel going. I've cut my workload almost in half. Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you. Yep, almost at the 2-year anniversary. Kev, thank you. Yeah, hit that like. What the hell? All right. How many of you know about this guy, John Alexander Lawson? Welcome in anything I like. Just in case I missed you, sorry. I feel like I might have missed you. Julia, what? No, lock her ass back up. Okay, let's say you're a crusher. You spent 2.5 years. How long is that? 2.5 years? Can somebody check? Like 30 months or something like that. We'll say 2.5 years. And now you're free. Like, what are you doing? You're like at your friend's house, right? And here up jumps the cat. And you're like, legally, I can't pet your cat. Like, why not? Oh, because I'm a registered crusher. Like, what is she doing right now? Yeah, 30 months. 2.5 years, right? Sorry, I can't count. Told you they aren't harsh enough. Yeah, at all. They're working on it though. Like they're getting better with animal stuff. Like the FBI, they're creating a database now, and they're like, they have a whole section of the FBI dedicated to this kind of a crime now. So I applaud them for that. They're even looking into like profiling these types of people. And the reason they're doing it is, and this is a fact, guys, is that they have seen that people who are into animal cruelty, it's like a gateway crime. They then become murderers later. And they become the monsters and the serial killers that we cover and we try to understand and we write about. So is arson. Fidget spinner. My wife got me a fidget spinner. It was in my stocking. Can you guys hear that? So soothing. It just keeps going. When will it end? Okay, enough of that. Good to see you, little one. She's out among the living. Yeah, she's your coworker. She's your Uber driver. Excuse me, miss, do you allow pets in your Uber? Crazy. What's going on, Deanna? I would think part of her symptoms would not allowed on the internet. Yeah, apparently she was coming out of the hospital for the same thing. And we did a deep dive on her. When I find it, I'll repost it, guys. But if I remember correctly, but it was like a year and a half ago when I covered it. But I believe she chased down her neighbor's cat and like broke its, did something to it. Did something bad to her cat and went to a hospital over it. And I think there's an interview in the live stream with the neighbor kind of explaining what the hell was going on and how she was upset that she's out of jail. And it was a whole thing. Molly says, I like good research coming out on getting people who, by the way, 11. Okay. Side conversation. Farmer about The Sopranos. Yeah, maybe I can find that. Maybe I can find that episode real quick. Don't mind the dogs. Noblesville, Indiana. What's up, Zoe? Welcome. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that easy to find. It's a real small scene. Anyway. Anthony says, yeah, imagine having a few pets and she's your neighbor. Yeah, imagine watching this live stream and you're like, oh, shit. That's the lady I meet at the dog park. Let's go to Cheeks. Nothing's going to change until we stop treating pets and animals like property when it comes to the law. Yeah, they're making a lot of changes and a lot of progress. So it's good to see that. Could they do more? Yeah. Could do more with people in general. I mean, the fact that in some cases they wait 72 hours before they start searching for you. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I could survive 72 hours if I was like wedged in freezing temperature. That's like what, at least 2 freezing nights. I don't know anybody that can survive that. Especially, I mean, if you can move around and build a fire, you know, survivalist things and bushcraft. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Talking about just a random person who may have fallen into like a ravine or something. So that's kind of upsetting. That's kind of one thing I would do. Vote for Sleuth for president. And instead of like all of our money going to all this bullshit, I'll put it into like mobilizing mass searches with like the best technology and all that shit. A brigade, infrared, and I would employ an army of mushroom hunters. Daily Survivor says Israel Keys, among others, abused animals. I think BTK did also. Jeffrey Dahmer, I believe, did. I don't know about Ted Bundy. I want to say yes, but I can't. I'm not sure. He kind of strikes me as the kind of person that would. Linda Hogan. Yeah, it's not this person. This is a different story. No, we're getting ready to move on from that, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to respond because it is a lot to kind of take in if you think about it. Like when I heard the term crushing, I was like, what the fuck? And then she said, well, it's something they do for sexual gratification. Wrap your mind around that if you can. Aye. Whose neck beard did I miss something? Yeah, he looks like his name is Bartholomew. What is it, Rammstein or whatever? When they're allowed to go out for one day when they're 18, and if they come back, then they got to stay there with the Mennonites. Something like that. Okay. Sparky says, who's this outstanding citizen we are staring at? Why would you get a face tattoo? I will never understand that. Well, I can understand it if it's trendy. He got them for another reason. I would never get a face tattoo. But his name is John Alexander Lawson. So when we get caught up on the chat, oh, here we go. Julia's on it. Rumspringa. Yeah, the Amish. See, I knew if I threw enough little clues out there, somebody would get it. I threw out the R word, and then I threw out the Mennonite because I couldn't catch the Amish. I was like, what's the word? Oh, yeah, the Amish. Rumspringa. So he looks like a bad case of Rumspringa. Like he went out for the day, got so fucked up that he did this to his face. And he came back and he still has the weird beard and everything. And he's still part of the whole community, you know, horse and buggy and all that. But he's stuck with the face tattoo.
There's some trippy ass shit on.
All right, let's check this out. Crazy. Tell me that is not. She seems like she's traumatized. She's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm just glad he didn't kill me. You guys are talking about the murderer. I was living with them. Like, you cover them on your little podcast there and your little YouTube channel. Try living with them. Try raising them the best you can. Oh, does it? Probably bucketfuls of meth. Yeah, warping his brain. Yeah, it could be drugs. So maybe he wasn't assaulted. Maybe he just found meth. Or acid, right? Something crazy. Something out there. Schizophrenia presents in teen. Oh, yeah, that is true. Somebody was just telling me that. And I was reading about it. You're right. So you have some issues that actually go away right around the teenage years, and then you have some that start to show up. Isn't there another something else like later in life that might pop up? Or is it only for like going through puberty and things like that? Let me see if I had anything else for you guys. Nope, I think that's it. So we'll hang out another 10 minutes. Give me a chance to catch up on the chat here. Right? Cheeks, this man watched Red Dragon one too many times. Must be a big fan of Ralphie. Yeah. Hey, that guy's a good actor. I need to add that clip, huh? That'd be funny. Here's the newest one I added. This one is for the basically, I guess, the trolls that they just never quit. This is for them.
It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity. It doesn't feel pity. Remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop.
It won't. That's why you can't respond. You can't do anything, guys. Just ignore it. You are dealing with like a Terminator type object. Just a blank box. You know, just a box filled with like some kind of little narcissism and an egotistical something. Hey, what's up, Robert? I'm not sure why I have not become a member. Not much money. I will cross over soon. Well, all we have to offer in members is we try to do a weekly members. I'm pretty flaky right now with the loyal sleuths because a lot of times they're busy or nobody's even showing up anyway. So we don't do that a whole lot. We did have our last one was really good though. But we try to meet every Wednesday for a members meeting, cover certain things. Every now and then we'll do members choice. We do have a members only Discord. So if you guys are members, you can shoot me an email at sleuthintuition and we can talk about getting you access to the members only Discord. Seymour Hoffman set on fire in that damn wheelchair in Red Dragon. Very brittle. Man, what a crazy scene. What a great actor. Rest in peace. He did great in that movie. Playing that sleazy journalist. Oh. Yeah, he just made you hate him. Trolls, what's up, True Crime Web? I think I have seen one once or twice, times 1,000. Oh, yeah. Here, we'll play that one more time for all these crazy trolls.
It can't be reasoned with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity. It doesn't feel pity or fear. Remorse. And it absolutely will not stop. Absolutely will not stop.
It will not stop. How did this guy die? I read he was 37. Who dat? Who dat? Who dare? Yeah, shout out to Steve. Hey, thanks for the email. I'm going to read it right now. About to get off of this thing called YouTube. This crazy thing called life. Woman. Woman. She stole my cat. Is she Mrs. X? Yeah, it's good to see you, Steve. All right, guys, that's all I had. There's nothing else. Let's see who got it first. Cheeks did. Tattoo is close, though. She stole my cat. Whoa, man. Linda Hogan. Is anybody following the Chelsea Grime case? She disappeared with her dragon lizard somewhere in Arizona. Interesting case. Just hope they find her. That's an interesting case. Might cover that one in True Crime in the Morning. Good to see you, D. All right, guys, that is it. That is all my time. Good to hang out with all of you. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. If you are subscribed, consider becoming a member. And I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. Peace.